Imagine being 13 years old, lying in a health center mattress with medical doctors rushing around and your own family's traumatic faces blurring in and out of view as your body grows heavy. You slip right into a deep, silent darkness. All of a sudden, a mild light appears, calling you ahead. You begin to glide, feeling lighter till you find yourself out of doors. Your personal frame looking down at the scene underneath. In that moment, worry melts away, replaced by a deep peace. What lies ahead is more than you may ever believe. An adventure beyond this life, to area of overwhelming love, beauty, and come upon with a presence so powerful, it notifications you all the time. This is the tale of a younger female's notable glimpse into the afterlife. An experience that would reveal to her secrets of heaven, fill her with an unshakable peace, and leave her with a message for every person she left at the back of. But before we dive in, I'd want to invite you to join this channel. If you have not already, through subscribing, you will be the first to recognize whilst new videos like this are posted. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't pass over any future reflections that might manual you to your walk with Christ permits get commenced. I by no means concept. Something like this can happen to me, specifically. Not a demise changed into something remote, something that passed off, simplest to be aged or in tragic memories, at the information or dramatic moments in movies. It became no longer something I thought I would ever face. Particularly now, something I thought I would ever face, particularly now, there I used to be, mendacity in a sanatorium, mattress within the middle of Los Angeles,
in a sanatorium mattress within the middle of Los Angeles,
surrounded
via machines,
my own family's traumatic faces seemed disappeared as I drifted inside and out of consciousness, their fear urgent down on me like a heavy blanket. I should sense even in my foggy country, I wanted to reach out. To tell them I used to be okay, but my frame felt so heavy, like I was sinking into the bed. My limbs too worn out to move, my eyelids too heavy to open. Doctors and nurses moved around me, speaking in low, moved quickly voices. I ought to sense the anxiety within the air. Something severe become occurring, something they couldn't manipulate. I wanted to tell them not to be afraid. However, the phrases would not come. All I could do became lie there, keeping my mom's hand as tightly as I may want to, as though retaining onto her would maintain me tethered to this world. Her hand turned into heat, grounding me, but slowly, even that connection started out to fade. Her hand felt adored. It turned into slipping away. Even though I knew she'd become proper there, I felt myself sinking deeper, deeper, into a darkness that wrapped around me like a tender, infinite ocean. And then, unexpectedly, there was not anything, only a deep, silent blackness, entire in all, encompassing. Strangely, I didn't feel afraid. It turned into peaceful, like floating in a heat, countless sea where nothing should touch me. I didn't realize how long I stayed like that. Time didn't appear to exist in that space. Then, slowly, something started out to exchange. Within the nook of the darkness, a soft light seemed gentle and heat. Like a beacon calling me forward, it turned into subtle at first, just a faint glow. However, it grew, inviting me closer. Without wondering, I moved closer to it, feeling my body turned out to be lighter and lighter, as though I have been shedding every weight, each worry, until I was not in my body at all. Once I opened my eyes, I was floating above the medical institution room, looking down at myself, mendacity in that bed. My face seemed pale, almost like a stranger, and my mother was still, preserving my hand tightly. It felt extraordinary, surreal to look myself from the outside as though I were break-free. The female lying there. So nevertheless, however, I wasn't scared. Alternatively, a deep experience of calm washed over me, a peace I had by no means felt before. It became as, although every fear, every anxiety had been lifted, leaving only a mild recognition. I wanted to reach out to my family to, by some means, let them understand that I turned into okay, that I wasn't in pain, but I found out I had no voice, no manner to talk. I could most effective watch them, my heart aching for his or her fear. However, On the
Thought I
identical
could most
time,
effective
knowing
watch
that
them,
any
my
place
heart
I was
aching
headed,
for his or
the
her
whole
fear,
thing became
however,
going
on
to be
them.
all right.
Identical
A deep calmness
time, knowing
settled
that
over
any
me,
place I
bringing
was
a
headed,
sense
the
of
whole
peace
thing
that became
became going
beyond
to be all.
phrases. It felt as,
Right, a
even
deep
though
calmness
all the
settled over
fears
me,
and
bringing a
anxieties
sense of
I'd
peace
ever
that
regarded
become
had actually
beyond
vanished,
phrases.
I
It
desired
felt
more
as
than
even though all
anything
the
to attain
fears and
out to my circle of
anxieties I'd ever
relatives,
regarded had
to inform them that I
actually
used to be
vanished.
okay,
I desired
that I
more than
wasn't in any
anything to attain
pain.
out to
But
my
after
circle
I
of
tried,
relatives
I
too.
realized I had no voice.
Inform them that I
couldn't
used
speak.
to be okay,
All I
that I
could
wasn't
do
in any
change into
pain,
watch
but
them,
after I tried, I
feeling
realized
a bittersweet
I had
disappointment
no
for
voice,
his
I
or her
couldn't
worry,
speak, all I could
but
do
additionally,
changed into
knowing
watch
in a
them,
manner
feeling
that
it.
went beyond purpose,
Bittersweet
that the entirety was
disappointment
going
for
to be
his or
all
her worry,
proper,
but
anywhere I was
additionally,
headed.
knowing
It
in a
really
manner
is.
that went beyond
Once
purpose,
I
that the
observed the
entirety was
light,
going to be
it was brighter.
all proper
now,
anywhere I
filling
was
the
headed.
entire
It really
corner
is
of the
once
room.
I observed
It
the
wasn't
light.
like all light I might
It
ever
was
seen
brighter
before.
now, filling
It
the
appeared
entire
almost
corner
alive,
of the room. It wasn't
radiating
like all
warmth and kindness,
light I
like
might
it
ever
become
seen before.
wrapping
It
itself
appeared
around me
almost
in a
alive,
comforting
radiating
hug. This
warmth
mild
and
wasn't
kindness,
harsh or
like it
blinding.
become
It
wrapping
turned
itself
into
around
mild,
me in a
inviting
comforting hug.
thing. Me
This
with a
mild
profound
wasn't
sense of
harsh or
affection and
blinding. It
protection.
turned into
Without
mild,
even
inviting
realizing
thing
it,
me with a
I discovered myself
profound
drifting in
sense
the
of
direction
affection
of
and
it,
protection,
attracted
without
to its
even
warm
realizing
temperature,
that I discovered
as even
mine.
though it have been
Myself
the most effective
drifting in the
factor that
direction of
mattered,
it, attracted
the
to
nearer I
its
got, the
warm
greater peaceful I
temperatures,
felt,
even though
as
it
if
had been
each
the most
step dissolved
effective
each
factor.
worry. Every worry
That
I had
mattered.
ever
The
held
nearer
inside
I got,
me,
the greater
it turned
peaceful
into
I
like
felt, as if
all
each
of
step
the burdens of my existence
dissolved
were
each
being
worry.
lifted
Every
away,
worry I had
leaving me
ever
feeling
held inside
weightless,
me, it turned
free,
into like all
and
of
then,
the
inside the blink of an
burdens of
eye,
my existence
fixed,
were being
I
lifted away,
located
leaving me
myself,
feeling
street
weightless,
status,
free, and
someplace
then
entirely
inside
new,
the blink of
in
an eye
areas
fixed,
so
I
lovely it
located
became
myself,
almost
street
past
status,
description.
someplace
I used to be in a lawn,
entirely new,
but
an
this
area
became
so
no
lovely
everyday
it became
garden.
almost
It became
past
greater,
description.
vibrant,
I
and
used to be
alive
in a
than
lawn,
something
but this
I could have
became
ever
no everyday
imagined.
garden.
The
It
grass
become
below my
greater,
feet was tender and funky,
vibrant and
yet
alive
every
than
blade seemed to
something I could
glow
have
with its
ever
very own light.
imagined.
A
The
tender
grass
shimmer
below
that
my
made the
feet
floor
was
below
tender
me
and funky,
appear
yet
almost
every blade
magical.
seemed to
Flora were blooming anywhere,
glow with its
in
very own
coloration
light,
so
a tender
wealthy and
shimmer
radiant
that made the floor
that some
below me
regarded
appear
completely new, as
almost
though
magical.
I have
Flora
been
were
seeing
blooming
colorings
anywhere in
I'd never known
coloration so
existed.
wealthy and
The
radiant
air
that
turned into
some
full of their sweet
regarded
perfume, a
completely
mixture
new,
of
as though
floral
I have been
scents
seeing
blended with some
colorings
thin
I'd
heat,
never known
and
existed.
comforting like the odor
The
of
air
freshly
turned
baked
into
bread.
full of their
It
sweet
changed
perfume,
into
a
a scent
mixture
that
of
felt like
floral
home,
scents blended
wrapping around me in a way
with
that made me
something heat and
experience
comforting,
extra
like the
alive
odor
than
of
I ever
freshly
had
baked
before.
bread. It
I ought
changed
to
into
listen song.
a
too.
scent that
In
felt
the
like
beginning,
home, wrapping
it turned
around
into
me in a
distant,
way that made
a
me
soft melody
experience
carried with the aid of the
extra
breeze.
alive
But
than I
as I
ever had
listened,
before.
it
I
grew
ought to
louder,
listen song
becoming
too.
clearer.
In
A
the
choir
beginning,
of
it turned
voices,
into distant,
making
a
a song
soft
together
melody,
in perfect harmony.
carried with the
Every
aid of the
notice,
breeze. But
filling
as I
me with a
listened,
pleasure so
it grew
natural and
louder,
deep
becoming
that
clearer.
it delivered
A choir
tears
of
to my
voices,
eyes.
making
The
a
music
song
changed
together
into
in
like
perfect
nothing I would ever heard.
harmony.
It
Every
became
note
as
is
though
filling me with a
every be
pleasure
aware
so natural and
resonated
deep
with
that
my
it
very
delivered
soul.
tears.
I took some steps,
To my eyes, the
soaking in the
music
over
changed into like nothing I would ever heard it
splendor
become, as
around
though
me,
every
feeling a type of
be
awe
aware
that become each
resonated with
humbling,
my very soul. I took
inexhilarating.
some steps,
Every
soaking
detail
in
of
the
this
over
vicinity appeared infused with life, with a peace
splendor
that
around
went
me,
past
feeling a
expertise.
type of awe
The
that become each
colorations, the
humbling
sounds, the scents,
exhilarating.
all of them
Every
felt so
detail of this
vivid,
vicinity
so
appeared
exceptionally
infused
real.
with life,
It
with a
became as
peace
if I had stepped into a
that
global,
went past
wherein the whole
expertise.
lot
The
changed into
colorations, the
alive,
sounds, the
in a way
scents,
that
all of them
transcended something I
felt
might
so
ever
vivid, so
recognized.
exceptionally real.
Leaving
it
her
become,
body and
as if
me
I had
meeting
stepped
Jesus,
into a
I
global
noticed someone
wherein
coming toward me,
the
a
whole
discern
lot
shifting
changed
gracefully
into
via
alive
the
in a
radiant
way that
panorama.
transcended
As he drew
something I might
closer,
ever
I
recognize.
noticed that he became a
Leaving
man,
her body
wearing
and
a
me meeting
sparkling white
Jesus,
gown.
I noticed
His
someone
complete
coming toward
being
me,
emanating a soft,
a
pure
discern
light.
shifting
His face
gracefully
become
via
warm
the radiant
and
panorama
soared,
as he
with
drew
eyes so
closer.
packed with love that it
Noticed that he
almost
became
delivered
a
tears
man
to my
wearing a
very own.
sparkling white
There was a
gown.
depth
His
in his
complete
gaze,
being being.
a love so profound,
Emanating a
so
soft, pure light, his
unconditional,
face
that
become
it touched
warm
the
and
private
soared with
parts of my soul.
eyes
And
so
despite
packed
the
with
fact
love
that
that
I
it
had
almost
by no means met him
delivered tears
earlier,
to mine.
then somehow
Very
I knew
own there was a
absolutely
depth in his
exactly who he
gaze, a love
was.
so profound,
"Welcome, my
so
toddler,"
unconditional,
he said.
that
His
it
voice
touched the
mild and
private
heat,
parts of my
like a
soul,
gentle
and
breeze
despite
on a
the
summer
fact
day.
that I had
There
by
was a
no
warm
means met
temperature
him.
in his tone that
Earlier
wrapped
than
around
somehow
me,
I knew
comforting
absolutely
and
exactly
reassuring.
who he
"I have been
was.
awaiting you,
Welcome, my
Jesus,"
toddler,
I
he said,
whispered,
his voice
my
mild
heart
and heat,
pounding
like a gentle
infrequently,
breeze on a
daring to trust it.
summer day.
He smiled,
There was a warm
and it felt
temperature
as if
in
the
his tone
entire
that wrapped
world
around me,
was smiling
comforting
with him. A
and
warm temperature
reassuring.
and
I have
light
been awaiting
radiating
you,
from
Jesus,
him
I
that
whispered,
filled
my
the
heart
whole thing
pounding
around us.
infrequently.
"Yes," he answered,
Daring to trust
attaining
it,
out
he
his hand to
smiled,
me.
and it felt
I
as
reached
if the
again.
entire
In the moment our palms
world was
touched, I
smiling
felt
with
an
him, a
awesome
warm
feel of
temperature
peace
and
wash
light
over me.
radiating
It
from
became
him
as
that
though
filled
every burden,
The
each
whole
worry
thing
I had
around
ever
us,
carried,
yes, he
without
answered,
a doubt
attaining
lifted
out his
away,
hand.
leaving me feeling
To me, I
weightless,
reached again,
loose.
and the moment our palms
WWE
touched, I
commenced to
felt
stroll
an
through the
awesome
lawn collectively,
feel of
his hand
peace
warm and
wash over
steady
me.
in
It
mine,
become as
guiding
though
me
every
alongside
burden,
a
each
winding
worry I
path,
had ever
surrounded by way of
carried
vibrant
without a
flowers
doubt,
in
lift
towering
timber.
As we walked,
I noticed animals
transferring peacefully
around
round.
deer.
This deer gracefully wandered via the bushes. Birds sang softly. Or even lions moved nearby, completely unafraid. Each creature coexisted in perfect concord, their moves flowing together as though they have been part of a lovely dance. The sight crammed me with surprise. It became as though every part of this location turned into linked, alive in a manner I had in no way visible in the world. I regarded up at Jesus, my coronary heart full of questions. Is that this heaven? I asked softly. Jesus nodded, his face radiating kindness. That is part of heaven. He said, a place I have prepared for those who love me. Right here. There's no ache, no unhappiness. Only peace and pleasure. I felt a pang of disappointment, a small pain in my coronary heart as I thought of my family. However, what? Approximately my circle of relatives? I asked, my voice slightly a whisper. Will they be okay without me? Jesus checked out at me with such deep compassion that it melted away my fear. They will be all right, my infant. He said lightly. And I'm able to always be with them, just as I am with you. We persevered walking, and soon we arrived at a river that flickered underneath the sunlight. The water became so clean, it gave the impression of liquid diamonds, shimmering and beautiful. Jesus knelt beside it, touching the surface along with his hand. And that is the river of life, he explained, motioning for me to sign up for him. It brings life to the whole lot here in heaven. I knelt down beside him and dipped my palms into the water. It turned into cool and fresh, sending a sense of pure strength through me. Once I pulled my hand lower back, I felt extra alive, extra vibrant than I ever had before. The river's contact regarded to fill me with an indescribable, important idea, a feel of being simply alive. As we stood by using the river, a question rose inside me, which had always lingered within the back of my mind. Jesus, whilst will the world give up? He checked out me with a mild know-how, as though he knew the mind and fears that had induced my query. That could be a query many human beings marvel about, he said. His voice soft and reassuring. However, the cease of the sector isn't something to be feared. It is a new starting, a time whilst all matters may be made proper. He paused, his gaze regular and full of wisdom. While the time comes, he endured. I may be there at some point. I'm able to return to make all matters proper. Jesus stated with a calm fact. I felt a mix of anticipation and curiosity. How can we know while that time is close to? I requested, hoping for a few reassurance. There could be signs, he explained. Human beings will listen of wars and disasters, and plenty of will shy away from God. But folks who love God have no cause to fear. As a substitute, they should retain living with love, supporting others, and sharing in God's light with the global I nodded, feeling a brand new experience of understanding settle over me. The simplicity of his answer held such intensity. And what about folks who don't trust in you? I requested. The query, filling me with a quiet disappointment, a gentle sorrow surpassed over his face. God loves anyone deeply and desires for everybody to return to him. He spoke back. However, he additionally grants everyone the freedom to choose. Some might also pick not to accept his love, and in doing so, they'll be separated from him. This is why it is so important to share God's love with others, to help them locate their way, even as there is nonetheless time. His words weighed heavily on my coronary heart, filling me with both hope and a sense of responsibility. I took a deep breath, the question forming within me, what must I do even as I am still on earth? I asked, looking up at him for guidance. He smiled, his eyes filled with kindness that appeared to embody me. Live your existence with love. He said gently, love God with all of your coronary heart, and love others as you like yourself. Help the ones in want. Forgive folks that harm you, and usually keep in mind that I'm with you, even whilst you cannot see me. As we continued on foot, I noticed a breathtaking city in the distance. Its walls sparkled like treasured gemstones, and the streets were paved with gold. So
See me
pure
as we
it looked like
continued on
polished
foot.
glass.
I noticed a
As we
breathtaking
entered,
city
I
in
saw
the
people
distances.
everywhere. Some guffawing,
Walls sparkled
others
like
making a
treasured
song
gemstones,
to the
and
tune
the
that
streets
crammed
were
the
paved
air
with gold
like a comforting
so pure.
melody. I
It
diagnosed
looked like
faces from
polished
Bible
glass.
tales
As we entered,
I
I
had
saw
heard as a
people
child.
everywhere, some
Moses, David,
guffawing,
Mary,
others making
and
a
each of
song
them
to the
smiled
tune
at me.
that
As,
crammed the air
although
like
they'd
a
acknowledged
comforting
me all the time,
melody, I
at the
diagnosed
coronary,
faces
heart of
from
the
Bible
metropolis
tales I
turned
had
into an
heard as a
amazing
child.
throne,
Moses,
shining with a light
David,
so shiny
Mary,
it became
and each of them
almost
smiled
blinding.
at me, as
But
although
heat
they'd
and
acknowledged
inviting,
me all the time
Jesus
at
pointed in the direction
the
of it.
coronary
This
heart
is
of the
wherein God
metropolis
rules in
turned
love
into an
and
amazing
justice. For
throne
all eternity,
shining with a
I
light
stood
so
in
shiny
awe,
it became
feeling
almost
God's
blinding,
presence
but
all
heat
around
and
me, filling me with a
inviting
love so
Jesus
powerful,
pointed in the
it became
direction of it.
almost
This is
overwhelming. In
wherein
that moment,
God
I
rules
wanted to
in
live
love
right
and
here all
justice
the
for
time,
all eternity.
to stay on this
I
region of
stood in
peace
awe,
and pleasure.
feeling God's
However,
presence all around me,
then
filling
Jesus
me with a
grew to
love
become
so
to me, his face
powerful
gentle
it
yet
became
extreme,
almost
its
overwhelming.
miles
In that
almost
moment,
time
I
with a
wanted
purpose to go back.
live
He
right
stated
here all the
softly,
time to
my
stay on this
coronary heart
region of
sank.
peace and
Do I have to ask?
pleasure.
Feeling
However,
a sense
then
of
Jesus
disappointment
grew
on
to
the
become
idea
to
of
me his
leaving this
face,
paradise.
gentle
He
yet
nodded,
extreme,
his
its
gaze
miles
packed with
almost time
understanding.
with a purpose
You
to
continue
go
to have work to do on
back.
earth.
He stated
People need to pay
softly, my
attention.
coronary heart
Approximately
sank.
God's
Do I have
love,
to, I asked,
and you may
feeling a
percentage what you have seen.
sense of disappointment
Here,
on
don't
the
forget,
idea
I
of
will
leaving
constantly
this
be with you, my
paradise.
baby.
He
I took a
nodded,
deep
his
breath,
gaze
my
packed with
coronary heart
understanding. You
aching at
continue
the
to have
thought of
work to
leaving.
do.
Will it hurt?
On
I
earth,
ask.
people need to pay
Feeling a
attention.
hint of fear,
Approximately
Jesus
God's
pulled me right into a
love, and
warm
you may
body,
percentage
and
what you have
instantly
seen
all
here.
my fears melted
Don't
away.
forget, I will
No,
constantly be with
it
you,
won't
my
hurt,
baby. I took a
he
deep
assured
breath.
me,
My
and
coronary
recollect.
heart
I like you,
aching at the
and
thought
I'm
of
able to
leaving. Will it
always
hurt?
be
I
with
asked,
you.
feeling
As
a
he
hint
held me
of
near, the whole
fear.
thing around
Jesus
us
pulled
commenced
me
to blur
right
in.
into a warm
The light grew
embodiment,
brighter
and
and
instantly
brighter
all my
until it
fears
stuffed
melted
my
away.
entire vision.
No,
Then
it won't hurt, he
in
assured me,
immediate,
and
I
recollect,
felt
I like
myself
you,
lower
and I'm
back in
able
my
to
frame,
always be
lying in my clinic
with you.
mattress.
As he held
Slowly,
me near, the whole
I
thing
opened
around
my
us
eyes,
commenced to
and the
blur,
first
and the
thing I
light
noticed was my mother's
grew
face.
brighter and
Her
brighter
eyes
until
wide
it
with
stuffed my
surprise and
entire
alleviation.
vision. Then in
She
an
hugged me tightly,
immediate, I
tears
felt
streaming down her
myself
face,
lower back
and
in
I
my
hugged her
frame,
back,
lying in my
feeling
clinic
a
mattress.
peace I had
Slowly,
in
I
no way
opened
acknowledged before.
my eyes,
In
and the
that
first
moment,
thing I
I
noticed
knew
was my
I had
mother's
been given
face,
a
her
2D
eyes wide with
chance,
surprise
and that I now had
and
undertaken.
alleviation.
I was
She
live
hugged me
my life
tightly,
with
tears streaming
love,
down her face,
proportion,
and I hugged her
God's mild,
back,
and
feeling
help
a
others
peace
feel
I
the
had
peace
in no way
I had
acknowledged
skilled in that
before. In
stunning
that
region.
moment, I knew I had been
Irrespective of what the future held,
given a
I
2D
knew
chance,
I was not on
and that
my
I now
own.
had
Jesus
undertaken.
was
I
with
was live
me,
my life
and at
with
some
love.
point, whilst my time
Proportion
on earth
God's
become
mild,
entire,
and help others
I'd return
feel
to
the
that
peace I
stunning
had
region
skilled
all
in
the
that
time. Prayer time.
stunning region,
Pricey
irrespective
Heavenly
of what
Father,
the future
I
held.
come
I knew
before
I
you
was
with a
not on my
coronary
own.
heart,
Jesus
complete of grace,
was with me, and at
gratitude
some
and awe,
point, whilst
on
my
your
time
endless
on earth
love and the
become
peace you've got shown me.
entire,
Thank you
I'd
for the
return
glimpse
to
of your
that
eternal
stunning
light,
region all
of
the time.
vicinity
Prayer
in which love,
time, pricey
joy and
Heavenly
concord
Father,
are
I come
boundless,
before you
and
with a
wherein there
coronary
may be
heart
no
complete
ache or
with
sorrow.
GRA
On
gratitude
this existence you've got
and
given
awe
me
on
an
your endless
undertaking,
love, and
and
the
that I
peace you've got
ask to your
shown me.
steerage
Thank you
and
for
energy. To
the
satisfy
glimpse
it,
of your
every
eternal
day help
light
me
and
to stay
vicinity, in
existence
which
full of
love,
love,
joy, and
to look
concord
others
are
as you spot
boundless,
them,
and wherein
and
there
to
may
offer
be no
compassion
ache or sorrow.
and
On this
kindness to
existence
everyone
you've
I
got
meet.
given me a
Let my words and moves
undertaking, and
replicate
that
your
I ask to
miles,
your steerage and
especially
energy
to
to
folks who
satisfy
might
it every
also now not recognize
day.
you.
Help me to stay
Yet,
existence
deliver
full
me
of love,
braveness
to look
to
others as
proportion
you
your
spot
message
them,
of desire, to
and
bring
to offer
consolation to
compassion
folks who
and
sense
kindness
lost,
to everyone
and to
I
be a source of
meet.
strength
Let
for
my
the ones
words
in
and
need.
moves replicate
Train
your
me to
mild,
forgive,
especially to
as
folks
you've
who
got
might
forgiven
also
me, to let move
now
of
not
fear unto
recognize you,
life,
yet deliver
be
me
boldly
braveness
within
to
the knowledge
proportion
of your
your
presence.
message
Lord,
of desire
I
to
recognize
bring
that there are
consolation to
instances
folks
once
who
I may
sense
also
lost,
feel on
and
my
to be a
own,
source
but remind me
of
that you are
strength for the
continually
ones
with
in
me.
need. Train
When
me to
doubt
forgive
creeps
as
into
you
my
got
coronary heart, fill me
forgiven
with
me
your
to let
peace,
move of
and
fear
assure
and
me
to
of your
live
unwavering
be
love.
boldly within the
Permit your
knowledge of
spirit
your
reside within me,
presence.
guiding
Lord,
me
I
via
recognize
each
that
mission.
there are instances
And
once I may also
filling me with
feel
the
on my own
braveness
but remind
to stand existence with
me that
faith
you
and
are
hope.
continually with
Father,
me when doubt
as I walk
creeps
this
into my
earthly
coronary
adventure,
heart
help
fill
me to preserve my
me with
coronary
your
heart,
peace and assure me of
targeted
your
on the splendor
unwavering
of your promise,
love. Permit
the
your
eternal
spirit
domestic
reside
you have
within me,
organized
guiding
for
me
those
via
who love
each
you.
mission
And whilst my time right
filling
here is
me with the
entire,
braveness
I
to
stay
stand
up for returning
existence
to
with
you,
faith and hope,
in
Father.
which true pleasure,
As I
mild
walk
and
this
peace
earthly
await.
adventure,
Until
help me
then,
to preserve
let
my
my life
coronary
be a
heart
testimony to your
targeted on the
love,
splendor
a beacon of your
of your
grace,
promise,
and
the
a
eternal
mirrored image of
domestic
the
you have
eternal
organized for
lifestyles
those who
you've
love,
got promised. In Jesus' treasured name, I pray, Amen. If this message resonated with you and take an experience of peace or thought, please provide this video a like by means of supporting this channel. You're supporting to unfold phrases of desire, faith, and encouragement to others who would possibly want it. And if you have not already, do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't leave out on future content that uplifts, inspires, and brings us all closer to a life, dials packed with cause and connection. Thank you for looking, and let's preserve this adventure going collectively.